on ABC TV, radio and online at abc.net.au/Anzac.
And we've been running some terrific stories from local filmmaker and producer Richard Snashall, who's been in Japan recently. He's been calling this the J stories, but he says over the next few weeks they're going to be the O stories as Richard travels to Okinawa, Japan's most southern prefecture, which consists of many stunningly beautiful islands and a tropical climate. In this first story, we're going to head out to sea to harvest a particular type of seaweed that in some ways resembles a long, thin noodle, and it's always on the Okinawan dinner table.
Well, this is one aspect of Okinawan life I was really looking forward to capturing, and that is the harvesting of seaweed. And in this case, it's Mozuku seaweed, which is a brown seaweed, which is very much at the core of the Okinawan diet. And so we've come out on a boat. We're about probably 40 minutes from the main island of Okinawa, near some smaller islands, and this is where there are Mozuku seaweed farms, and these farms have to be planted at very careful depths of around 4 to 7 metres because of the sunlight that the Mozuku needs. If it's too deep or too shallow, the Mozuku won't survive. And also with me is Kyoko. She's an underwater cameraman, and she's going down to take some shots for me. And there goes Kyoko into the water with her big camera rig. Now, when they're harvesting the Mozuku seaweed, there is a farmer down under the water who is picking the seaweed and putting it into these large pipes, and then the seaweed is pumped up with seawater up to the boat, where there's another farmer on the boat who is pulling it out of the pipes and using like a window cleaner, a scraper type thing, scraping it across a sort of a metal grate, and then into large plastic containers, and then it'll be transported back to the shore, and then of course cooked into all the wonderful Okinawan dishes. So hopefully I'll have that on the dinner plate tonight. Mozuku seaweed is one of the brown seaweeds that's getting a lot of attention, particularly in the West these days, because it's believed that it's one of the reasons that Okinawan people live for so long. These brown seaweeds, there are several different varieties, contain a sugar polymer or polysaccharide, I think, called fucoidin. And these fucoidins have very powerful anti-cancer properties. And there have been many studies done into the use of these fucoidins. They're beginning to be packaged up by Western companies into capsules and things like that for everyday consumption. But there's probably nothing better than having fresh Mozuku seaweed here in Okinawa, cooked into a delicious dish. And maybe I can live to be well into my 80s or 90s and still working, dancing and singing like so many Okinawans that I'm meeting. Kyoko, who did the underwater filming, is going to chat to us a little bit about what she was doing. And of course, Saori is in the translator's seat. You know, what was it like to film the harvesting of the Mozuku seaweed?
バキュームで吸い込んでいました。
There is the harvesting from the vacuum to the underwater to the boat.
So it's almost like a vacuum cleaner, isn't it?
Yes, that like cleaner.
はい、透明度がいいのですごく綺麗に見えています。
Yes, the water is very clean, so that's very clear in the ocean.
And does she eat the Mozuku seaweed herself?
よく食べます。
She loves it.
And tell me why. I'm interested to know, because it seems that everyone on Okinawa eats Mozuku seaweed.
ダイエットフード。
栄養がいい。あとどんな食べ方ですか？
そうめんに混ぜる。
Very healthy and diet food. That's why she eat. And mostly she eat with the somen, that kind of the soba noodles, putting it together. Yeah, we eat tempura with the tempura, or we use the with the vinegar sauce, or we eat with sometimes we put on a salad or something like that.
Do you think Mozuku is one of the foods that really helps to keep Okinawan people living for so long?
Yes, I think so. That is one of the maybe one of the top of the food in Okinawa for the healthy or longevity food.
Well, thank you very, very much, Kyoka-san. Arigatou gozaimasu. And thank you, Saori, for all this hard work you've been doing with translating.
Thank you so much.
Richard Snashel. And the music featured in that story is from a well-known Okinawan folk musician, Kiko, who came to Australia many years ago as a student and apparently does a perfect g'day, according to Richard. Also, you heard mention of all the filming that he's doing, just to let you know that the J stories are being turned into a short films and will be on his YouTube channel soon. So beautiful there. Got me thinking about...